If your son's getting game day invites and you're unsure whether or not you should attend or how to turn those game day invites into offers, then this video is for you. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Richie Contartesi, and I earned a Division I football scholarship in the SEC at Ole Miss at just 5'7", 150 pounds, and now I coach other players and families to do the same. I'm going to share with you 4 different steps that you can follow to turn a game day invite into a scholarship offer. So step 1 is going to be how to respond the right way when you do get an invite. Step 2, what to do to leave a lasting impression during the game day invite. Step 3, and this is probably the most important, is how to get game day invites from programs that can actually offer you a scholarship. So are you actually going to game days where you can get an offer, and how to find those programs. And then step 4, what to actually say and do to turn a game day itself and the visit into a committable scholarship offer. Let's talk about the goals for this training. So you're going to be able to turn every other game day visit into a scholarship offer. So if you go to 2 visits, you're going to get 1 offer. All right. Second thing is, if you don't talk to the coaches beforehand, which you should, then you want to make sure you get their cell phone numbers. You want to start or strengthen the relationships with the coaches. And then the biggest one here is to avoid losing $200,000 in scholarship offers by wasting time on the wrong game day visits. This is the biggest thing most families do, is they just go to the wrong schools and go to the wrong visits. And I'm going to share with you here on this training how to make sure you're targeting the right schools and you're going to the right visits. It's the number one biggest mistake, so we're going to make sure we solve that. All right. So step 1, how to respond the right way to a game day invite, right? So when you get an invite itself, it's very similar to camps. We want to validate that invite. So you're going to use this script right here before making any travel plans. Okay. Now, I hear this all the time. I traveled 5 hours to a game day invite and they didn't even know who you were. So we want to make sure we validate that invite. They're honestly and seriously recruiting you. So you're going to say, Coach, last name, thank you so much for inviting me to a game day visit at, whatever the name of their school is. I'm really interested in the program and I definitely want to attend, but I have a few questions before making the blank hour trip, 5 hour, 3 hour, however long it is. Do you have a minute for a quick call? My number is, put your phone number. You can give me a quick call or let me know when you're free. I'm excited for the opportunity. So what we're doing here is we're showing the coaches we're serious, we're very interested, but before we make a long trip, and coaches are aware of that you want to quickly speak with them. If the coaches are unwilling to get on the phone with you, they're not serious, right? If they're willing to get on the phone with you, that means they've watched your film, they're serious about recruiting you, and they really want to meet you in person. All right. Now, it is critical the schools that you go to, right? And I know I've mentioned this, is at the right level. So if you're currently playing at the Division II level or the Division I FCS level, you're going to schools that can actually offer you that play at that level. And so I'm going to share with you how to determine that, but I just want to make sure that even if you get a mass invite, if it's not at the right level, you're probably going to waste your time. It's still worth validating, but I do want to make that point. Okay. Now we're going to get them on the phone. So once you get them on the phone, this is what you're going to say. So you're going to get a coach on the phone. They're going to be, yes, sure, I'm serious. If they don't get on the phone with you, you know they're not serious and you can move on. So make sure to practice and role play this just before jumping on. You wouldn't just run onto the game field either. So before you get on a call with a coach, make sure you role play this as many times as possible. The goal is to find out what the coach is trying to validate based on your game film. So they watched your game film. Now they want to validate who you are in person, right? And there's a lot of different things they can validate. It could be a height check, could be a weight check, could be a character check, coachability check, or they just want to get to know you, right? And so we want to find out what that is over the phone and make sure they've watched your film. So coach, last name, thanks again for jumping on the phone. I really appreciate the invite to your game and your time today. It means a lot. I've been learning more about the school name and your program. I really like the way you guys play and how you develop players. Shows that you're interested and that you're thanking the coach for getting on the call. Now you want to ask these questions in this order. It's really important. What's something you guys are really looking for in a player at my position? Get them talking about what they're looking for. Make sure it's the right fit for you. 2, what's one thing I should focus on this offseason to improve as a player? This is going to tell you that they've actually watched your game film and you're going to get really valuable feedback on what you need to do as a player. And then 3, as for your program, am I currently being evaluated or am I currently on your board? Where do I stand? So this is going to tell you whether or not they're actually recruiting you and whether or not you're on their board. Based on the responses to these answers are going to tell you whether or not that game day visit is worth your time. Okay. Most people just go to game day visits and they're not even at the right schools or the right levels, or they're not even recruiting your son. And you might not even go and talk to a coach at all. And this happens all the time, and it's really sad. And we don't want to do that. So we want to validate beforehand, meet with the coach, have this conversation. It gives you a chance to get on a call with a coach and to find out where you're at. Now, before you're ending the call with the coach, you want to say this. We want to set a meeting for after. Coach, real quick, at the end of the visit, would it be okay if I spent just 1 to 2 minutes with you to get your feedback on the visit? Okay. This is really important because coaches are very busy on game day visits. And so a lot of times they won't be able to have meetings with you, but you want to make sure to have a meeting with that coach. If you're going to travel, if you're going to go there and they're seriously recruiting you, you want to make sure this happens. All right. Most coaches will say yes. That gives you permission to follow up directly after the visit. So thanks again, coach. I'm excited to keep building this relationship and hopefully earn the opportunity to compete for you in the future. That's how you're going to end the call. Boom, move forward. So what did you do? You confirmed they watched your video. 2, you confirmed they're actually recruiting you. 3, you found out where you are in the board. And 4, you set a meeting at the visit so that you can actually meet with the coach and potentially get an offer. All right, so let's move to step 2, what to do to leave a lasting impression during a game day visit. Okay. So first thing is go straight to the coaches as soon as you arrive at the school to make a strong first impression. So a lot of times you'll check in and there'll be some families and everyone's kind of talking and hanging out. No, you want to go and make a beeline directly for those coaches. Don't overthink or wait for the perfect moment. Approach the first coach you see to build confidence for more introductions, right? This lets you focus on playing and being present on the visit instead of worrying about talking to coaches. So right when you get there, boom, go talk to the coaches. Don't beat around the bush. It's like when you go to the party, right? You got to go straight to the girl and go talk to the girl right there. If you wait around, you lose all momentum and then you don't have the same confidence and it doesn't look as good. Coaches are just regular people, right? Only 10% or so of the athletes introduce themselves. So this simple act makes you stand out, right? It really does. It makes you different, right? It makes you confident. It shows that you care and it shows that you really want to be there and be a part of the program. So here's how you introduce yourself. Coach, my name is blank. It's great to meet you. I'm really excited to be here at the school. How has the preparation for the game been going? This is a great opening question, different than from camps, because this is what coaches are thinking about, right? And so you just want to start the conversation, show you're confident, show you're excited to be there and get them talking, all right? From there, how long have you been at, XYZ school for? And what are you looking for in players at my position, right? You're going to talk to a lot of different coaches, not just the one you spoke to over the phone. And so again, this just gets them talking, gets them to share with you what they're looking for so that you could tell them and sell them on how you're going to help them fill that void. Okay, so to book the meeting, let's just say you didn't get a chance to speak with the coach or you watched this video after you've planned a game day invite, which you shouldn't have, but let's just say you still need to book a meeting and you want to talk to that coach. I'm fired up to show you what I can do today. Would it be okay to connect for 1 to 2 minutes after the visit to get your feedback and discuss the next steps? So you're excited to be there, you're excited to show them who you are, etc., and you want to meet with them after, okay? Practice this conversation with your coach to build confidence, or your parents or whoever, or if you're a parent, practice with your son, just like you practice for a game. It's really important that you practice these scripts, right? You're not going to be natural. They're going to be weird if you don't do that. Okay. So it's really important that you are practiced up. Okay. Now, a couple things to keep in mind: be present. Coaches and staff can tell if you're not engaged, right? Listen closely during the conversations, pre-game talks or campus tour. Stay off your phone, right? Coaches say this. I have them on my head coaches on my podcast, and they're like, sometimes guys are just like in left field. They're looking around. They're on their phones. They're not paying attention. And coaches notice that, right? So it's really important that you're focused, right? Ask smart questions, all right? Prepare 3 to 5 questions about the program, the team culture, the school, academics, team values, or what life on campus is like, okay? Prepare questions. Coaches love questions because it shows that you care. It proves you're thinking about the bigger picture. It also shows you're serious and helps you stand out from every other recruit who just nods and smiles, right? So thank the staff, the trainers, and other players. Coaches notice how you treat everyone, not just them. All right. So be coachable even off the field, right? If a coach gives you advice or feedback in a conversation, respond with eye contact and gratitude. And if you can do it right there, do it right there. This is what coaches are looking for on game day visits. One thing I will say that is really important too is how you interact with the other players and families, right? If you're getting along with them, you're having fun with them, they notice that, they really like that. They're like, okay, this guy's going to get along with our team members. All right, moving to step 3. how do you actually get game day invites from programs that can actually offer you? So I'm about to share with you how to ask for the offer at the visit itself, but I do just think it's so important that you're going to the right visits, because if you're not going to the right game days, everything I teach you in this video, including the next step, which is asking for the offer, won't work. Okay, so here's how you're getting game day invites right now. You're getting them because your coach is sending the roster out to college programs. All right. So your name gets out there, it gets sent out to college programs, and these college programs just mass send out invites. If you're getting invites from coaches you've never spoken to, this is probably what's happened. Okay. Now, the better way to get invites is for you to do outreach. So if you choose the top 50 to 60 schools that are based on your level of play, right? Whether it's Division I FBS, Division I Group of 5, Group of 6, Division I FCS, Division II, NAI, D3. Depending on what level you're at, and I'll share with you in a second how to figure that out, you want to target 50 to 60 schools based on your evaluation grade. Then what you want to do is do outreach to those schools and post on social media with those coaches. Okay, I have another video I'll share with you at the end on how to do the outreach and post on social media. But when you do that outreach to the right schools, you're going to get targeted game day invites. And those targeted game day invites are going to be what you need to ensure that you're going to game day invites where they can offer you. If you're just getting mass invites, then they haven't even watched your film. They have no idea who you are. You might not even be at the right level. Even though you're excited about it, they might not be excited about it, right? You're just name is on a roster. So you want to be very careful with that. So how do you determine your evaluation grade so then you can choose your top 50 to 60 schools so you could do outreach? Well, there's two options to go about determining the right schools to target, right? Option one are for parents and players who have a lot of time and maybe not a lot of funds, okay? Option two are for parents who don't have a lot of time, don't have a lot of funds, and I'll share, or do have funds, but don't have a lot of time, and I'll share with option two with you here in a second. So option one, again, if you have time or if you don't have the funds, what you want to do is you want to analyze highlight reels of players in different divisions. So all these different divisions I discussed who play your sons or your position. So you can go to a school, two to three schools at the Power 5, 2 to 3 schools at the Group of 5, FCS, Division II, NAI, D3. Where you want to go to their rosters and you want to go to the position your son plays, look at some of the players, find 2 to 3 different players at that position, and you want to Google that player's name and the word huddle. That's going to take you to that player's high school highlight film. Now you can evaluate your son's highlight film versus their highlight film and get an idea of what it looks like, right? This isn't perfect, obviously, but again, if you have a lot of time and you don't have the funds, this is going to be the next best approach. Now, you need to do all 4 of these. You can't just analyze the highlight video. So step 2, you want to look at physical attributes, right? For each one of these levels, physical attributes do matter. Not all positions, like I played Division I in the SEC at 5'7", 150 pounds. So certain positions like slot receiver, which is what I played, there is some flexibility. Offensive tackle, not so much, right? So just be cognizant of that. Step 3, you want to compare your statistics, offensive, defensive, or special team stats. Again, you can't go on only one of these. You got to go on all 4 of them. And then step 4, compare academics. So if you're going to an academic school, just make sure GPA and standardized tests meet the eligibility requirements. Now, you can go to camps to get an evaluation. Not a fan of this because you're in shorts and a t-shirt, and a lot of times, and not a lot of times, every time you don't play actual football in shorts and a t-shirt, and so those evaluations can be really skewed. So the only time an evaluation at a camp is legit is if they've watched your highlight game film before the camp, they've then watched you in person, and they give you an evaluation. Other than that, it's not a real evaluation. So here's how you do it if you have a lot of time and maybe not a lot of funds. Option 2 is for parents who don't have a lot of time and maybe have more funds. You want to get an honest, personalized evaluation from a college coach who has done these 3 things, okay? Has recent college football recruiting experience and has personally extended scholarship offers, okay? Really important. Like, I am not qualified to do a professional evaluation. Either are other former college Division I football players or former NFL players or trainers or these are not, they're not qualified to give an evaluation. A lot of times they'll just say, oh, a player's Division I. It's like, okay, well, great, but is that player Division I FCS, Division I Group of Five, Division I Power Five? And now the Power Five has two different levels, right? You got like the SEC and the Big Ten and the Big 12 and the ACC, right? So, and then you have NAI, D3. So really Division II. So really getting a clear understanding is super important. And so you want to make sure when you get an evaluation, it's somebody who has recent college football recruiting experience as a college coach and has extended like thousands of scholarships offers at best, right? So, and then the last one can give you 100% unbiased evaluation. So be very, very careful of like coaches around your son, coaches that know your son. A lot of times you're going to get a biased evaluation and it's going to be a disservice, because think about it. If all the outreach that you're going to do to reach out to college coaches, it's going to be a lot of work, right? And if you choose those 50 to 60 schools wrong, all that work is going to be wasted and you're going to get game day invites. And then when you try to get the coach on the phone, they're not going to want to talk to you because they're going to watch your film and you're not at the right level. And you could waste, I know families that waste 1, 2, 3, 4 years doing this because they're not targeting the right schools. And so it's really important that you get a biased, an unbiased, not a biased evaluation. Now, we do evaluations. And the way that we do them is a little bit different than everybody else out there. There's 3 things that we're going to do. Number 1, we'll let you know the divisions your son has the best chance of getting a scholarship in, but we'll also take those divisions, like let's say your son's a Division I FCS level player. We'll let you know, okay, he's Division I FCS, but he should spend this amount of time at the FCS level, this amount of time at the G5 level, this amount of time targeting Division II schools. So you spend the right amount of time at the right levels itself. The second thing that we do is we'll reorder your highlight video. A big mistake a lot of players make is they don't have the right best plays in the beginning. Everyone knows you put your best plays first, but having the right best plays matter because coaches a lot of times will only watch the first 3 to 5 plays. And unfortunately, most highlight videos that we get our hands on, the best plays that college coaches want to see, not what you think the best plays are not in those plays. And then the coach watches your son's game film and then doesn't respond back to you because the plays are not in the right order and they don't think your son is good enough when he might be really good. He just doesn't have the plays that coaches want to see specifically. Number 3, we'll share with you what you need to show on your game film specifically to get to the next level, right? And so if you're a high school football player, your son's a high school football player, and he doesn't know what he needs to show on game film to get to the next level, he's not going to get there. So if he's grading as a Division I FCS level player and he wants to get to the Division I Group of 5, then he needs to know specifically what to show on film, whether it's his arm angle, his footwork, his back pedal, whatever it is, he's got to know what to show. And if he doesn't have a college coach with these 3 things telling him that, he's going to miss out. Now, who does our evaluations? Like I said, I'm not qualified. So our head coach, Brian Overton, who has over 15 years of college football recruiting experience, and our team has over 25 years and has extended, every one of them has extended scholarship offers, and lots of them do our evaluations. So we are very, very experienced. We're going to give you all 3 of those things I share with you, and it's really powerful. So if you'd like our team to do, if you're in a position where you don't have a lot of time and you'd like our team to do an evaluation for you, I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get access and we'll send you your evaluation within 24 to 48 hours. So now that you're targeting the right schools, let's move to step 4, which is what to say to turn a game day visit into a committable scholarship offer. So here's what you're going to say. Script for the end of the visit if you said it before the visit. All right. Hey coach, remember when we spoke earlier and asked if I could get your feedback after the visit? I really enjoyed being here. What are your thoughts on potentially being a part of your program? You just now want to get an understanding of where they see you. They've watched your game film. Now they get to meet you. They've got to talk to you. They got to check whatever it is that they wanted to see, whether it was your height, your coachability, how you communicate, your excitement for the program, right? That's what you want to ask. Now, if you didn't set the meeting beforehand, let's say you're already going on a game day visit and you didn't see this video yet, so you didn't have a meeting, you still want to go walk up to the coach and say, thanks again for taking the time to speak with me. I really enjoyed being here. What were your thoughts on potentially being a part of the program? So again, same thing. You're just not saying, remember when we spoke earlier. So here are the questions you're going to ask in order. And this should be a great answer, right? So cool. What's one thing I should focus on this off season to improve as a player? First of all, you want to show them that you care, you want to get better. That's the kind of player you are. And 2, you want to get them talking about where they see you in terms of their program and getting better in their program. And then lastly, based on what you saw today, where am I on on your board. This is going to tell you everything you need to know about asking for the offer. If they tell you you're in your top 3, sometimes in the top 5, then you definitely want to go in and ask for the offer. So if the feedback is great, ask for the offer. Coach, I really enjoyed being here and I love your program. What do I need to do to earn an offer? You're not saying, can I get an offer? Definitely don't do that. You want to know, keyword here is earn. What do I need to do to earn an offer? And a lot of times if they're on the fence or they didn't feel like they needed to offer you because you were really excited and they're like, we'll just hold our offer and see what happens, they're going to be more likely to extend you the offer, especially if they're on your board. If you're on their board, but you're not in the top 3 to 5, they may say, hey, we really want to offer you, but it's not committable. That's great too, but at least you got the offer. Now you can post it on social media and create that momentum, okay? If the coach offers you, awesome coach, thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to potentially play here. Is the offer committable? You want to always make sure when you get an offer to ask, is it committable? Okay? If the coach doesn't offer, what specific things can I work on to earn an opportunity, right? It's always about earning, not asking, but earning for an opportunity. Ensure their feedback is tangible. So whatever they tell you, don't let it be vague, right? You want to make sure that it's something that you can do. So if they say they want to work on your speed, say, cool, is it my quickness? Is it my 40 time? What specifically do you want to see? Get them to tell you exactly what it is so that you could follow up later, okay? And then definitely, if you don't already have their contact information, you want to secure it. And you do that by confidently asking, what's your number so I can send you my film today, okay? Not what's your X account. And if they don't give you their cell phone number and they only want to give you their X account, then they're not seriously recruiting you. Still follow up with them on X, but now you know where you stand, okay? The way you ask this matters. Just like if you ask your girl for a phone number and you're like, hey, can I maybe have your phone number? They're not going to give it to you. But if you're like, awesome, thank you so much for that feedback. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to work on my 40. I'm going to share that with you. This is, you're going to customize, right? So it's like, what's your number so I can share with you my new 40 time, right? Or whatever it is. So you're going to kind of customize that. Key here is confidence, confidence, confidence. If you don't ask with confidence, you're not going to get it. If you want to get their cell phone number, you have to ask it confidently. Make sure you practice and role play this multiple times. Just like you don't go on the field, practice this. This is what we do with our athletes. We role play until their confidence is through the roof. Then they go and attack it and actually get the result. So I hope you got value from this video and you attack your game day visits. If you follow this process, for every 2 visits you go on, you should get 1 offer. That's the number and KPI we hit with our athletes. So this is what you should expect if you execute this at a very high level. So I hope you got value from this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to watch my last video, then you're going to want to watch this video right here.